Winter meetings have officially started for 2022-2023 in San Diego, but some teams got ahead of the punch. Within the first 48 hours, the winter meetings have already dropped bombs. Welcome back to the Dugout, everybody. I am Cardinals fanatic AJ Caldwell. That is the Yankees ride or die guy, Drew Zigrossi. Wow, that's all I got to say, Drew. We got a lot to talk about at the end of the episode. We're going to have a lot of different discussions as always. But do you have any initial reactions to what we're going to talk about today?
I want to save it all till the end.
He's biding his time. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. As always, make sure to like and subscribe, rate and review the podcast. We are all over podcasting platforms. We have got another top 5. We've got more this or that. So we've got overrated, underrated. We've got more Hall of Fame discussions. And then the winter meeting discussion that is going to be the conversation to end all conversations, Drew. I mean, that nothing's even happened yet, and I feel like we're already drowning in all the news that's going on. So,
yes, sir.
Let's just get right into it. We got another top 5. We're doing the top 5 Brewers because I'm so excited to do this. Drew put this on me last week after I completely, rightfully kneecapped the Brewers and their collapse. I don't want to do this. At number 5, I'm gonna go with Christian Yelich.
Okay.
I'm going to put him at number 5. And the reason for that is because of his 2018 MVP season. As much as we like to forget that because of how bad he is now, he had an all-star season, best player in baseball, yada, yada, yada. Christian Yelich, one of the best hitters until recently. He will more than likely return to form, but who knows? So yeah, let me get Christian Yelich at number 5. He's an all-time, Brewers player. Deserves to be on any top 5 Brewers list, I think. Whatever that means. So Christian Yelich number 5.
No, he reminds me a lot of Cody Bellinger. Both of them really similar, just trying to come back to their original form. But we'll see what happens. Number 4, I think I'm going to go with Gorman Thomas. All right.
Yeah.
From 1973 to 82, he became one of the league's most feared hitters. Let's see here. He hit 32 home runs in 4 different seasons and a career high of 45 in 1979. So Gorman Thomas, number 4.
Okay. Gorman Thomas. I love that. I don't know who that is because that's perfect for this segment. At number 3, let me go with Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder. Honestly, Prince Fielder on any of these Brewers lists, he's actually the one player that I enjoy talking about. Prince Fielder was just fun to watch. When you have a guy that weighs as much as he does and he just runs around the bases like his life depended on it, or he hits a home run, and you remember his home run celebration where he'd jump on home plate and everyone would fall down. I mean, those are good times, good memories. But his stats as a Brewer, I mean, he hit 282 for his career. 6 seasons, so not great, but I mean, the home runs is what everybody talks about. 230 home runs, over 600 RBIs, almost 1,000 hits in 6 years. That's unbelievable. A 929 OPS, Drew, in six years. So Prince Fielder was that dude. He was a great player for the Brewers, and I got him at number 3.
I don't think this has changed, but if not, he's the youngest player in history, or NL history, to hit 50 home runs. Youngest player, so
in a season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not sure if that's changed or not, but
Prince Fielder.
That's something I read about. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Cecil Cooper. All right.
Okay.
Yep. 944 RBIs, 201 home runs, 345 doubles, and that's just with the Brewers, I believe. Helped the Brewers with their most successful season in franchise history in 1982 as well.
Cecil Cooper. I've never been more proud of you in my entire life.
No?
Because you know what just happened because you did that? I don't have to mention the guy in the top 5, and I get to mention his name as an honorable mention now.
There you go.
Number 1 is Robin Yount.
Yeah.
You know who's not in the top 5 Brewers list now, Drew?
Who isn't?
Ryan freaking Braun.
Yeah.
I am so thankful. I was I was dead set on you saying Ryan Braun at number 2.
No.
Ryan Braun, for anyone that is unaware, and if you're unaware, I don't know how you're unaware, he might be one of the most annoying baseball players of all time. He had whatever his PED scandal was.
Yeah.
I think there wasn't a single fan base that liked him. That's not possible, people. That's not possible. 29 other fan bases, and you've ticked all of them off? He just had that type of personality. And I'm so thankful he's not in our top 5. Oh, let the people rejoice, man. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. I've never been more proud of you my entire life. Robin Yount. Let's stop talking about Ryan Braun. He doesn't deserve any airtime. Robin Yount, best player in Milwaukee Brewers history, played from 1974 to 1993 with Milwaukee. And his stats were also off the charts. Over 250 home runs, hit 285 for his career. But his best season was in 1982, where he hit 331, 29 homers, 114 RBIs, and the 957 OPS. He was the GOAT during that era, man. I mean,
yeah.
If not for those other people that we talk about in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, Robin Yount deserves to be in a conversation of the GOAT of that era of baseball. Obviously, there were so many other people that we could talk about, but in the Brewers' history, I mean, no one even deserves to even hold a candle to what he did with the Brewers, and as a shortstop as well. I mean, you think about all the shortstops the Brewers have now. Drew is having to literally dig a 5-foot hole to talk about Willie Adames. That's how bad it is for the Brewers now, man.
Underrated.
Oh my goodness. I like that. That's how bad it is for the Brewers. So Robin Yount deserves to be number 1 on this list. One of the best shortstops in Brewers history. And finally, we get that out of the way. Top 5 Brewers in franchise history.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got another one of our favorite times on this show. We've mentioned multiple teams. And Drew, I thought about just kind of, giving the whole final nail in the coffin and doing the final NL Central team. But I'm going to hold off a little bit to go to our lovely friends, the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh.
I'm going to wait a couple weeks for that. Today, I'm excited for this one. Nothing does justice to what the Milwaukee Brewers one was last week. So that's kind of that's the standard now, Drew, is what we experienced last week. But today, I'm going to talk about the collapse of the Colorado Rockies.
Okay.
The Colorado Rockies have had an okay franchise history, right? If you look at the Rockies franchise history, in 2007, they went to the World Series. They were the National League champions. Now they got swept by the Red Sox in 2007. In fact, I mentioned that as my favorite baseball moment I watched live was eating burgers with my dad and watching that game. But the Rockies actually haven't been terrible. And so you're like, wait a second. There's got to be a catch here. Oh, there is. Because the Rockies, and everybody brace themselves. The Rockies once fielded an infield of DJ LeMahieu.
Yep.
Trevor Story.
Mm-hmm.
And friend of the show, I mean, not yet, but hopefully soon, Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
That was your infield. Keep in mind, people, the Rockies also had Charlie Blackmon.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind, they also had Herman Marquez, who, when we talk about underrated players, is an underrated pitcher. People, during those years, so Arenado's been in the league, 10 years now? They made the playoffs twice. And so now you kind of see this come into form, right? Of what this collapse actually was for the Colorado Rockies. Since that World Series appearance, they have yet to return to the National League Championship Series. They have yet to win their division. In fact, the year they went to the World Series, they didn't even win their division. The last time the Rockies won the NL West, exactly, they never have. That shouldn't come as a surprise, really, when you're in the same division as the Dodgers. But it's just fun to say. The Rockies have been in the playoffs 3 times total since that World Series appearance, and twice since that infield I just mentioned. So what's the real kicker with this Rockies collapse? Drew, you already know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Drew's Yankees got DJ LeMahieu. Trevor Story had some interesting free agency, decisions that he made. And then the St. Louis Cardinals, in one of if you guys play fantasy football, you understand what a fleece job is, right? When you trade somebody some players and you get something in return that's so much better than what you traded for. And you realize like months later and your friends tell you like, bro, why'd you have to do that guy like that? This trade that the Rockies and the Cardinals did blows fantasy football trades out of the water. Drew, I want you to pull up, as I'm talking about this, just what the details of that Rockies and Cardinals trade were, just to give us some exact numbers on this.
The Nolan one, right?
The Nolan one. But y'all, the Rockies traded Nolan Arenado to the Cardinals for a bag of cookies. And that's being generous. It was a bag of stale potato chips.
You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Alrighty. So, the Rockies traded Nolan Arenado. That's it. Or no. Yeah, that's it. Yep. The Cardinals trade Austin Gomber. I don't know who that is.
Yep.
You know
that was the biggest name in the trade. And that tells you everything you need to know. If you have to figure out how to pronounce the guy's name.
Mateo Gil.
Yep.
I cannot tell you how to. This name is spelled Elehuri Montero.
Okay, get to the money in the picks.
Tony Losi and Jake Sommers. I don't see any money.
Okay, so those were all the picks that were
yeah.
Sorry, not all the picks. Those were all the players that were given for Nolan Arenado. Austin Gomber being the best one. And Austin Gomber was kind of tanking at the time.
Is he still around?
He still pitches for the Rockies, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if you see that in the trade, but there were cash considerations. Cash considerations in his Nolan Arenado trade that basically this is what essentially it was. The Rockies are still required to pay Nolan Arenado.
Oh yeah, I think it's $51 million, but I'm not sure about that.
$51 million.
I'm not sure.
Not that we gave the Rockies, right? The Cardinals didn't give that. The Rockies have to pay that.
Yeah.
So you trade Nolan Arenado for a guy that was not good on the Cardinals, had a couple good games, and a bunch of guys that you can't even pronounce their names. And our farm system is great, so if you have that tells you how bad those guys were. And money that the Rockies are paying us. They're paying it. They're like funding the city of St. Louis with that money. When we talk about collapses, I beg you to find me a bigger collapse more recently with a franchise than to trade away a Gold Glove player every year. For who?
Yeah.
For who? And the worst part, Drew, is like, it wasn't even, oh, well, at least we have LeMahieu and Star. No. No. Ryan McMahon, who, I mean, I all love Ryan McMahon. He's a great player. He's not Nolan Arenado.
No.
Charlie Blackmon, the only thing that's relevant about Charlie Blackmon is his beard. Like, he's not, like, the Rockies aren't relevant. And the only thing that made them relevant was Nolan Arenado. Drew, do you remember watching Colorado Rocky highlights outside of Nolan Arenado? Yes or no?
No.
Exactly. That's everything you need to know about the Colorado Rockies in one sentence. They traded, ready? Everybody just follow this. They traded Nolan Arenado for a bag of stale potato chips. That's exactly what happened. So when you talk about a collapse, most oftentimes on this show, we've gone back into the archives or we've talked about the history. The Rockies are just bad now. They're just collapsing now. Drew, they went 68 and 94 in 2022. They went 74 and 87 the year before that. Drew, they haven't had a winning season since 2018. That's when they had Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
You know when Nolan Arenado left? 2019. So, or I guess it was the year after that. But the point is, the Rockies haven't been good since Nolan Arenado left. Coincidence? I think not.
No.
So
they
the
got
Rockies,
CJ Crone.
CJ Crone. Yeah.
It's all right.
CJ Crone is basically there's no words to describe what CJ Crone is to the Rockies because you can't figure him out.
Yeah.
You can't really figure out who CJ Crone is. Is he the superstar for the Rockies?
Right.
What is a superstar at the Rockies? Like,
yeah.
Again, Charlie Blackmon is a great player. But when you think about the Rockies, you don't think of Charlie Blackmon being this great leadoff hitter. You think of Charlie Blackmon and his beard.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this has come to. So, and yes, by the way, they got swept in the World Series by the Red Sox. So, Rockies fans, like, again, I think I said this, Drew, like, a couple weeks back with another team. Well, at least you got this team. The Rockies have the Broncos. Like, it's bad right now, man. It's bad. So, there you go. That's the collapse of the Colorado Rockies, and that is the first time on this show that it's a current collapse. Current. Yeah. You've traded away everything. So they're not going to be making any noise anytime soon. But Colorado Rockies, man, big woof. Big woof.
You know, whenever you run out of teams for this segment and you need a new segment, I think you need to switch over to like worst trades in MLB history, something like that. Go. That would be I think that's right down your alley, but
there you go. That is up there as one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Easily.
Might have just covered it. Alrighty.
All right, Drew, what we got?
Moving on. We're doing another this or that. You guys seem to love this segment on TikTok. Much love. So we're bringing you another one. I have 3 questions here for AJ. I don't know. We'll see what he comes up with, but we'll get right into it. So, who will you rely on to close out a game? All right. Josh Hader. Oh. Yeah. Josh Hader or Ryan Presley? It's an interesting one.
Ryan Presley. And here's why. No, it's not because Josh Hader plays for the Brewers. I'm not just trying to be biased.
Padres now.
And when I play for the Padres. Josh Hader, great closer. I mean, all-time talent. You're telling me right now, bro.
Yeah.
Like right now, Josh Hader struggled a lot this past, like in 2022. Like a lot. I feel like with a lot of these questions, man, like if we went in a time machine and went back to 2019 or something with a lot of these questions, it'd be completely different on the polar opposite.
For sure.
We're talking to 2022. And Ryan Presley's kind of got like that villain origin story, right? He was part of the Astros team that cheated. But if you look at Ryan Presley even now, and the camera angles that they have of him pitching, his hat kind of like covers his eyes. So he's almost like this ominous figure, like you don't want to face. Like that's the guy I want, man. I want the guy that you don't even like. Who is that out there? Ryan Presley is, I mean, he's a stud, man. He's a stud. I don't even need, he's all-star this, all-star that. I just need a guy who's going to close out a game. And right now, I might get bashed in the comments, but Ryan Presley, I would take Ryan Presley over Josh Hader right now.
I'd agree.
Right now.
Alrighty. Here's one. Better all-around player, batting, fielding. Brian Reynolds or Andrew Benintendi? All time throughout their career.
Are you bringing up the Brian Reynolds thing because of the Pirates stuff that just came out recently?
Yes, sir. gotta have him in
the
segment.
Man. So this is all around?
Yep, just
all
throughout
around,
their whole
bro.
career.
Oh, whole career. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me Benintendi, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Benintendi. Brian Reynolds' career, what has it been?
Yeah.
What has it been, honestly? Are we going to talk about his stats or are we going to talk about what his career has been? Because his career, if you opened a baseball history book, you would not even know the Pittsburgh Pirates existed. That's kind of what the Pittsburgh Pirates have been. Andrew Benintendi has been on the Red Sox. Wasn't he on the World Series champion Red Sox team?
Yes, sir. He made that
he's a World Series champion.
That diving catch.
Diving catch, yeah. That's what I thought of, yeah. And now he's in free agent talks. Like he went from the Royals to the Yankees. Like he's been all over the place. We're just now hearing about Brian Reynolds. And Drew, I think that's more because of where he's been playing than who he actually is as a player. I think Brian Reynolds is great. No one knows that he's great. It's like when you're watching a college football game and it's like ESPN primetime or something, and you're scrolling through channels during a commercial break or something, and you like find this random channel, you're like, what teams are those?
Right.
And you turn on the game and the camera's grainy and like the commentators don't know what they're talking about. Like, that's what Brian Reynolds and the Pittsburgh Pirates are. You have no clue they even exist. If not for O'Neal Cruz in 2022, would the Pittsburgh Pirates even have been relevant on a highlight reel? No. So, give me Andrew Benintendi. He's a stud, man.
I agree. Biggest thing with that for me is playoff experience. Man's played in the playoffs. I mean, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. Last one I have for you. In honor of our Brewers, top 5 Brewers, we have a Brewer on this list. You just got to rely on this player to hit a home run. That's it. You're just relying on him. 3 strikes. Prince Fielder or Aaron Judge?
Oh, I hate that question so much. Just for one at bat?
Just one at bat.
Wow. Drew, I mean, I want Prince Fielder, dude.
All right.
I want Prince Fielder, man. Like, I think that he has, we talked about it, I think, before, but just the way his baseball career ended was so sad. Because that guy was so lovable, which also makes me hate why he was on the Brewers. But you've even mentioned this about Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge had a great 62 home run season.
It's not going to happen again.
It's the first time that's happened, and we don't even know whether or not he's like fully good. If that makes sense. We know he's good. We know he's great. Is he really great? Is he a super, like, we're going to find that out this year.
Yes, sir.
Or I guess in 2023. So Prince Fielder's already proven it. His career's over. Yeah, I want Prince Fielder. Sorry.
All right. Well, that's all I got for you.
Wow.
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
That felt easier than I think it actually was, but
no, yeah, it was.
All right. Well, it's time for another segment that you guys have loved. We're bringing it back in. No greatest of all time position player this episode, which I guess is just kind of the tease for you guys to come back. Just come on back to us. We're coming more with it. Overrated or underrated? We are back to the grind with this. We each give each other 3 names. The 3 names that we have are ones that the other person doesn't know we have. And it's a basic question. Is that person overrated or underrated? Or, which we haven't done yet, are they rightly rated? Do we put them in a category where
that's an option?
I wouldn't say they're overrated or underrated. So we'll see if that happens this segment. But Drew, I'll let you go first.
All right. Start off, Hall of Fame or not.
We're doing Hall of Fame right now?
We're doing overrated, underrated. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong list.
You tried to jump the gun.
Overrated or underrated?
Mix the segments.
Yeah. Overrated or underrated? Andrew McCutchen. Your
Overrated!
guy.
Oh, yes, Drew. You picked the one guy. Drew, see, this is why I love having Drew as a co-host, because sometimes he kind of goes like push the buttons, and then sometimes he's like, hey, I know we're doing top 5 Brewers, but watch this. And he picks the one guy that has spent his whole career on the Pirates and the Brewers. Oh, yes, Drew. Easy answer. Like, we just need to move. Do we have to defend that? Do I have to defend that?
You don't.
Andrew McCutchen is over. Besides Javi Baez, there might not be a more overrated individual. Like, and I know I'm biased in saying that, but Andrew McCutchen, man. Let's stop this. Man. I'm not even going to defend it. I think it's the first time I'm just not even going to say anything else. He's overrated.
Alrighty. Moving on.
Overrated or underrated? Shane Bieber.
I'm going to go with underrated. All right.
Yeah, maybe.
If we're adding that new option for neutral or whatever.
Yeah.
I would go there, but I think I'm gonna slide with it. Give him the underrated. Last season, Guardians really proved themselves there as hitters. Him just on the mound, backing up his team there. I mean, he's great. I mean, he's pretty consistent. So I mean, that's the main factor. And yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't even have to buy a meal in Cleveland just because, but there's not many players that are like that for the Guardians, but he's one of them probably, so I'll go underrated.
He's very underrated. I agree.
Alrighty. Overrated. Here we go. Overrated or underrated? O'Neal Cruz.
Drew, I love you, Drew. All right. O'Neal Cruz. Ooh. Can I say overrated already?
I don't know if I agree.
Can I say he's overrated already? Can I say that? Am I allowed? Am I allowed to say that?
It's your answer, so.
O'Neal Cruz is so overrated. The only reason I'm glad I brought this up in the when you brought Brian Reynolds earlier. The only reason O'Neal Cruz is relevant is because the Pittsburgh Pirates need to be relevant. That's the only reason. I think we need to make that argument.
I would add on because he like throws it 90 whatever mile per hour to first base.
Drew, I'll say it again. Would the Pittsburgh Pirates even have a reason to be on MLB Network, ESPN, if not for a player like that?
Probably not.
Like, you really want to see them lose 13-0 to the Reds? No. So I might already call him overrated. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call him overrated already. Bro. I think I think he's very overrated.
What was I gonna bring up? Yeah, he came from the Dodgers. I wonder how that ended up. I never really.
Well, thank goodness he's not on the Dodgers.
Yeah, that would
have been nasty.
Yeah.
All right, here's an interesting one. Overrated or underrated? Craig Kimbrell.
Oh my God. Overrated. So overrated. Free agent this year.
That might be the quickest answer you've given on this show.
Overrated. If we're talking about Red Sox, Craig Kimbrell, I would say like neutral. But now, I mean, this man's been on almost like every MLB team in the last like 2 years. Free agent right now. We'll see what happens. I mean, he has a lot of redemption to go through if he wants to even be near neutral. So, yeah, overrated.
Are you even going to give a reason why he's overrated? Or
He's just bad, bro. He's just been bad. He's not that. I've said that before. He is not that Red Sox Craig Kimbrell anymore. I don't even. What's his ERA? Last season ERA. I'm not even gonna.
I got nothing.
There's no point. I
got nothing. All right, what you got?
Alrighty, last one. You better answer this right. Overrated or underrated? Bo Bichette.
Underrated. So underrated.
Yes.
But Bo Bichette is, I think, if not for Jose Altuve, if not for Dustin Pedroia, if not for who's another guy that fits that category, just like short but powerful hitters.
Yeah.
I think Bo Bichette being in that conversation is the greatest of all time in that category. Again, if not for those guys. For his size, bro, he hits cleanup. He hits cleanup for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Yeah, Bo Bichette, dude. That's not even, like, anyone who calls him overrated is just salty.
Yeah. Like,
at least me with O'Neal Cruz, like, O'Neal Cruz hasn't done anything. He plays for the Pirates. Like, Bo Bichette's one of the reasons the Blue Jays have been so good.
Yeah.
Now, if they can win some playoff games, that would help. But,
yes, sir.
Yeah, he's super underrated. Super underrated.
What was I going to say about him? I don't even remember. I mean, if Fernando Tatis Jr. wasn't in the league and like all these other younger shortstops, he'd be like the face of all the shortstops. So, like when compared to like Tatis, like all the younger shortstops. So
interesting you bring up Fernando Tatis Jr., Drew.
Really?
Overrated or underrated? Fernando Tatis Jr.
I'm gonna say underrated.
Yes, sir.
Underrated.
Talk about it, Drew.
Easily underrated.
Talk about it.
What did he do? matched his dad with however two grand slams in the game. Was it two?
Yep.
That stat alone, I mean, crazy. Ignoring the PED stuff, he's going to come back. He's still, he's probably late 20s now. I don't even know. Probably not. He's probably like 25, 24. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he's going to come back and he's going to be the same. So he didn't go anywhere.
Yep. Most exciting player in baseball. No way he's overrated, man.
No way.
In fact, we're talking about him as a what-if story. That tells you everything you need to know about his superstar potential. So I hope he doesn't get injured anymore. I want to see him just take baseball by storm, man. Ken Griffy Jr. style.
Oh, speaking of Ken Griffy Jr.
Oh, are you coming at my guy?
Yes, sir.
Let's go!
Players from the past. This is our third time. Ken Griffey Jr., he has the spotlight for this episode.
Yes.
And, it's his early life. It's not really much different than what you would expect. So, born in Pennsylvania. When he was 3, him and his family moved to Cincinnati because his dad played for the Reds, obviously. And that was when he was 3. I don't know if I said that or not. He was 3 years old when they made that move. And when we was around the same age, a little older, Griffey Jr., he was actually in the clubhouse during the championships in the 75 and 76 World Series for the Reds. So that's pretty cool. Wow. Right in the clubhouse. When Griffey Jr. was a child, his father would make sure he understood to have pride in a team accomplishment rather than an individual performance. There's a quote here from Griffey Jr. My dad would have bopped me on the head when I was a kid if I came home bragging about what I did on the field. He only wanted to know what the team did. So
I love it.
There you have that.
I love it.
And it's just kind of ironic because he was on the Mariners and they never won. So I mean, and yeah, the high school that Griffey Jr. went to was the same high school of his future teammate Barry Larkin. There you have that. And when he was in high school, for the 2 seasons he played high school baseball, he hit .478 with 17 home runs. This is in high school, so I mean, it's whatever. And then we have his stats. We already know what kind of player he was. 13-time All-Star in the 1990, 2000, 2004, 2007. AL MVP in 1997, 10-time Gold Glove Award, 7-time Silver Slugger, NL Comeback Player of the Year in 2005. That's pretty cool. 4-time AL Home Run Leader, AL RBI Leader, and number 24 is obviously retired by the Mariners. So,
You gonna talk about the shoe deal?
I did not. You can talk about that. I think we already did talk about it.
Yeah, I've already mentioned it way too many times.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. I mean, just sort of similar to these other players that are on this segment. Derek Jeter, Mike Piazza, just grown into this baseball world right away, and they become superstars. So it's always nice to dig into their past and see what they were about.
If he doesn't get injured, Drew, where does he rank all time?
Huh?
If he doesn't get injured, where does he rank all time?
Ooh. I mean,
number five or 6 on the home run list, I think, with an injury.
Yeah, I'd say right about there.
So you'd put him 5th or 6th?
Oh, with the injury, you said.
With the injury, he's 5th or 6th.
Okay.
So without the injury,
I'd put him probably 3 or 2.
Home runs or all time?
Home runs.
Curious to see where you put him all time. That might be that's gonna be a discussion.
No, we gotta save all that. We're saving all that for when we do our big. I don't even know how many players we'll do. Top whatever of the MLB all time. That would be fun.
We got to talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna marinate about that. But
yeah. Until
then, we're gonna continue to see. This one hasn't really been that debate filled. I'm kind of curious to see if Hall of Fame or not can get the juices flowing a little bit. This one seems a little bit too friendly today, Drew. I think we need to get all fired up about something. So Hall of Fame or not, we're back again with it. It is time to talk about players that might be currently on a Hall of Fame ballot or are currently playing. Do we wonder about their Hall of Fame status? So Drew, you started overrated or underrated. I will start Hall of Fame or not.
Alrighty.
I believe he is currently on the Hall of Fame ballot, I think.
Okay.
for the 2022 Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame or not? Scott Rowland.
Scott Rowland. Is he on the current Hall of Fame ballot?
I believe so.
Is he first year?
I think it's his first year. I'm gonna look it up while you think.
Yeah, let me know if it's first year. Because if it's first year, I'm gonna say no. If I'm putting myself in the voters' hands, there's the other first years on there. Who's on there, dude? I just made a video about it. If you can tell me.
Let's see.
I'm gonna bring up the picture myself actually real quick.
He's on the first year Hall of Fame ballot.
Who else? If you can name.
Oh, you know what? Actually, this is his 5th year on the Hall of Fame.
Is it really? I took a screenshot of it. I don't know where it went. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure there's like Andy Pettitte. I don't know if Don Mattingly's first year, but I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say no. I mean, he's been trying to get in for 5 years, man. It's usually the names blocking the player. So like, do you have the picture brought up still?
I have it's Baseball Reference.
I want to know who's first year right now.
So here's 2022. So you have a bunch of different names. There's Jimmy Rollins. There's Andy Pettitte, Jimmy Rollins, Torrey Hunter. I'm just listing a couple names.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna say no right now, but he eventually will 100% get in.
Okay, so you do believe he's a Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's just it's the names, bro. Like, who's they were talking about someone on MLB Network that just Kurt Schilling, because he's always with like stacked names, and it's based because like the year he retired. That's like what it's all about. So yeah, he'll eventually get in 100%.
Great player.
Yeah. Alrighty. Hall of Fame or not, Evan Longoria.
Evan Longoria. That's a fringe one, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna lean no. I'm tempted to kind of put him in that Carmelo Anthony category.
Yeah.
Of like, he's never won anything, but he's just been consistently good. But he hasn't really been.
He's definitely slowed down.
He's slowed down a lot, but I'm not going to hold that against him because his Rays years were great. But what I will say is, even during his Rays years, like, he wasn't the upper echelon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He was really good. Like, I'm not calling him a scrub. He was really good. But we're talking about Hall of Fame, dude. Like, we're talking about a Hall of Fame player. Yeah, I can't put him in the Hall of Fame right now. I really can't.
Understandable.
Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong, Evan.
Right. You remember the video that used to be on YouTube? Like, he was doing an interview or something. He turns around and catches the ball bare hand. Was that? I don't know if that was ever real, but
I know it looked kind of fake. But if it's real, that's dope.
Props to him. That will get you in the Hall of Fame.
This is one of your former guys.
Alrighty.
Spent some of his time with the Yankees, but more famous for his time with another team. Hall of Fame or not? CC Sabathia.
Yes. He's won. He was dominant. When he came, he came from the Brewers.
Yep.
To the Yankees, yeah. So that deal was a big deal in New York City, I remember. And yeah, he's always been dominant. He's won. I mean,
is he a world champion as well?
Yeah, 09.
09.
He was on that 09 team. I think that's like his only time he won, but yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Let's see. All right, Hall of Fame or not, Michael Brantley.
Michael Brantley. These are just like, this just feels like a very thought-provoking episode, you know? Like, a lot of these times it's just like these, like, we're going to have these outlandish takes, and these are just like, man, let me sit down and think about that. Michael Brantley. Astro currently, right?
That dynasty, that upcoming dynasty that we have.
And he was on the Indians/Guardians before that. Consistent player.
Very consistent, yeah.
Is he a 2-time champ?
I'm pretty sure he was on that 2017 team, so
He was on
he
the
reminds
the
me.
2022 team. I thought he got traded.
No, he's still on the Astros.
He's still on the Astros. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, he does. He has won twice then. Twice. It's 2017 twice.
See, I feel like if I say yes to this one, I have to say yes to Evan Longoria. So I'm gonna stick to my guns and say no.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're very
very similar,
very consistent, and yeah.
Yeah, very similar. So I'm gonna say no. Again, great player, but talking about the Hall of Fame, not just talking about your friend's top 5 list. Like, this is best of all time in baseball. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see once he finally retires, both him and Longoria, see what the discussions are. But yeah, it's tough for me right now. Put him in the Hall of Fame
for sure.
Okay.
I agree.
This one might be a little spicy.
Oh boy,
Hall of Fame or not? Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer.
Currently
Man.
playing on the Red Sox.
Yeah. Did he won with the Royals, right?
Won with the Royals. Dropped off a little bit with the Padres, but was still.
He was last season. He was streaky, man.
Yep.
Dude, that is tough.
I just think about him because of the Royals. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about that, but how many years was he on the Royals? It was probably
good first part of his career. I mean, he's been around the league.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. If he continues, I mean, before he was traded to the Red Sox last season, like I said, he was getting really hot. And if he can get more consistent, if we can see that, I'm gonna give him the edge, and I'm gonna say Hall of Famer.
Okay.
If he gets on another, I'm not sure. Is he on the Red Sox this season, or is
he got traded at the trade deadline?
Yeah, so he's there. Yeah, I mean, if the Red Sox become contenders again,
it's true.
Gets another win, yeah, for sure. Why not?
That's a good point. Yeah, I would say no right now, but if the Red Sox do something the next couple of years,
yeah,
I'm on the squad.
I'll give him the edge though. Alrighty, here's my last one. Hall of Fame or not, Zach Greinke.
Yes. Not even hesitation. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's one of the only pitchers in baseball history to put up the number of pitch he's going to throw and still strike you out. I mean, that's just cold-blooded, bro. That is cold-blooded. But here's the other thing about Zach Greinke. And it's universal DH now. So no one will even probably remember this that grows up in this era of baseball moving forward. Zach Greinke, can we talk about Zach Greinke as maybe one of the best hitting pitchers of all time?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? I know Madison Bumgarner. I know Adam Wainwright, my guy. Like, I know who's the other guy?
DeGrom a little bit. DeGrom a little bit,
yeah. Zach Greinke would yoke, man. Like, this guy was gapping doubles and triples, and I mean, when he was pitching, it was like, all right, we're good. Put him in the 9-hole. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
That alone puts him in Hall of Fame category. And oh yeah, by the way, he's one of the best pitchers year in and year out. He's kind of been streaky last couple of years, but before that, man, like, I think it's cool too. He's coming back to the Royals.
Yeah.
Or at least I think it's rumored. He is. He's back in the Royals.
He's already on the Royals again.
Yeah. So that's cool. He's finishing his career there. So, easy Hall of Famer.
A little mini Shohei Ohtani right there, you know.
There you go. Well, Shohei's a little bit better hitter.
Yeah. A little mini Shohei.
Yeah, a little mini Shohei. There you go.
Alrighty.
Well, we've been biding our time. This isn't even like I said, Drew. Like, I don't even think this is a debate episode more so than it is like, let's just get things off our chest. Winter meetings have officially started for 2022-2023 in San Diego, but some teams got ahead of the punch. And within the first 48 hours of the winter meetings have already dropped bombs.
Yes,
so I'll just
sir.
list the first two, Drew, and then I want you to just go. You give me your thoughts.
For sure.
Jacob deGrom was traded to the Rangers.
Yeah.
For a boat ton of money.
Huge.
So I'll let Drew speak on that in just a second. And then literally an hour before we started recording. So we missed the live reaction by an hour.
So close.
Justin
it's happening.
Justin Verlander to Drew's favorite team, the New York Mets, for 2 years, $86 million, $43 million a year. Drew,
He's
ahead.
old.
Give your thoughts.
All right. Jacob deGrom. There is no way that he wanted to come back to the Mets. There's no way that Steve Cohen did not come back with another offer. There's no way. But there was talk that the Mets went to him for an extension in 2021, and like his camp said, we're looking for like a 5-year, $190 million contract, and there he is, similar to the Rangers deal. So maybe the Mets did back out. I don't know. But I hope he stays healthy over there in Texas. One of the greatest. And if he does stay healthy, they really should upgrade that bullpen. Maybe get go out and get like an Andrew Benintendi, maybe another outfielder, and they're contenders, 100%. But
Really?
Yeah, I believe it 100%. And Marcus Semien, that's a big thing. He did not have like that Blue Jays season he had. He needs to be hot like right off the start. And he was really consistent with the Blue Jays. But
so hold on before you keep going.
Maybe not right now. Maybe not right now.
Okay. I was gonna say, are you talking 2023 or are you talking about like the next 5 years?
Yeah, like next 5 years. If they gotta add more pieces, but they're solid. And I'm happy to see it. So he's not a Met anymore. It's hilarious seeing that. And then you have Justin Verlander.
I was saying out of the frying pan into the fire, man.
reunited with his former teammate Max Scherzer. That's pretty cool. I'm sure they're not in the spot they'd want to be in, the same team. I'm sure they'd want to be on a different team. That's just what I'm thinking. Yeah, he's 39 years old, 2-year deal. It's not that bad. Coming off the season he had, that's not a bad deal. It's age is always a factor, and yeah, he's not on the Astros anymore, so it'll be nice to not face him anymore. So, but yeah, I think that's a solid deal. The Mets can't be done. They got to do something. Yeah, what are your takes on DeGrom and?
I agree with the Rangers thing. Next 5 years, I was really curious if you were gonna just jump and say, hey, they're contenders.
We never know though. I mean, the Phillies came out of nowhere too.
Yeah,
so.
The Phillies were kind of like, you saw like something was kind of lurking with the Phillies.
They were clicking.
Yeah, they were like even before this year or before 2022, you saw kind of there were some things going on. The Phillies were ready to do that. So, yeah, the Rangers are such an interesting team, man, because you get Corey Seager, you get Marcus Semien. I know they didn't have the greatest of seasons, but the Rangers they've never been the same since that 2011-2012 team, bro. Like, yeah, they've never returned to form there. So it's going to take a lot. Jacob deGrom is a major piece, but I agree. I think they need some more pieces there. The Mets thing is intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And here's why. The Justin Verlander deal is great right now.
Only based off that last year. It's
great right now. Understand what I'm saying, people. I'm not trying to bash Justin Verlander. But if we think Justin Verlander is about to have the season he had last season in 2022, going into 2023, I think we're kidding ourselves. What's my point? $43 million a year for a guy that's 39, going to be 40 probably by the end of the season. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And by the way, the New York Mets, who are they? I thought they were, Drew, they won 100 games in 2022. I thought they were supposed to be the team to compete for a World Series. You couldn't get out of the wild card round. I'm just like, if Justin Verlander had gone to, well, it was rumored he was going to go to the Cardinals, right? If Justin Verlander came to us, done deal. Like, we're right back in the thick of it.
Yeah.
We just got to get over the hump. He went to the Mets.
Another division, too. He's in a different division. So he's going to be he's facing batters. Mookie Betts, Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto.
Yep.
So
he's changing divisions. And by the way, We're talking about just the National League in general. Just think about the NL East. The Phillies are good now. The Braves aren't going to go away. They got everybody locked up till the next generation.
Yeah.
The Marlins cleaned house, brought everybody new in. The Marlins were a scrappy team last year. Are the Marlins just missing one piece to be... So, we act like the Mets are just going to be right back in the thick of it, and they're going to get $43 million a year for a guy that had the best season of his career, and I'm wondering if the Mets are just banking on him being that guy again. Justin Verlander is great. He's probably going to be top 10 again this year, like in 2023. Like, I get it. But the New York Mets are such a basket case, dude. You're a Yankees fan. You know this.
Yeah.
They're a basket case. I'm really curious to see what the Mets do.
Yeah, Verlander, like I said, facing all these newer hitters that he's never really faced. DeGrom going to a different division, he can probably handle it. You know, he's older still, but I mean, he's one of the best. So yeah. I think he'll be just fine. Back to you saying something about the Marlins. Brian Reynolds should be like a priority for them, dude. That would be.
I think the Marlins are missing. The Marlins are missing two pieces, right? Because you got Sandy Alcantara.
Mm-hmm.
You have Miguel Rojas.
Yep. You
have Jazz Chisholm. Like, you have good infield locked up. Jesus Aguilar. You have the outfielder, whose name I'm blanking on right now. Traded from the Brewers. You know what I'm talking about?
Dude, it's right there. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to make a joke about the Brewers again, but the Marlins are missing either another bat, so outfield or infield, and one pitcher, dude. I'm dead serious, y'all. They are missing two pieces. You got Skip Schumacher,
yep,
as your new manager. You have the best pitcher in the National League, Sandy Alcantara, and you have a sneaky good offense. And one bullpen arm, I guess. So 3 pieces. They get those 3 pieces or make some moves before the trade deadline, the Miami Marlins could be legit.
Yeah.
Will they do it is the only question.
Yeah, please make some moves, because we don't need another Mike Trout situation here where Sandy's never going to win.
Oh, please no. Please no.
That man, you said not another Brewers joke. We gotta talk about this random Jesse Winker Colton Wong trade here.
He's free.
What are the Brewers doing, bro?
He's free. Drew, he's free.
What is the point of that?
Drew, just when you thought the MLB doesn't listen to our podcast, last week I said, why did Colton Wong get traded to the Brewers? And he gets traded. Yes. So I love that, because, by the way, he's going to the Seattle Mariners, who, if I had to pick an American League team, it's the Seattle Mariners, bro. Like, sorry, it's not the Yankees, but, like, I love what the Mariners are doing. You get him with Julio Rodriguez and JP Crawford. Oh, man. Like, I love that. Bro, if you live in Wisconsin, I wonder if people just need to look at their resumes of the jobs they have currently right now and be like, I wonder if I should submit this to be a general manager for a Wisconsin professional team. Because unless you're the Milwaukee Bucks who just won a championship, you currently have a reeling rebuilding Packers team whose quarterback has a broken thumb, and the Milwaukee Brewers, who traded away what we talked about earlier, a top 5 closer of all time, and now your infield. Oh, but we got Jesse Winker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I miss the part where Jesse Winker is going to be the second coming of Ken Griffy Jr. or something? Jesse Winker? Oh, it's okay, guys. Jesse Winker's our fix. What? Drew, I'm hearing now they want to get rid of Hunter Renfroe. Oh, I'm laughing. This is the most Brewers thing ever. So people in Wisconsin, like, if you listen to our podcast, I would say just submit your resume to MilwaukeeBrewers.com. Because that's what they're missing right now. They're missing a level-headed person with a brain.
It makes
ridiculous,
no sense,
bro. They're laughable.
There was talks about Glaber going to the Mariners for Jesse Winker, and I did not. I'd rather have Benintendi. Just give him the deal.
What is this like? What is this?
He had like one good season with the Reds, and then
right. What are these roses that we're giving Jesse Winker all of a sudden?
Yeah.
So I don't get that. The other one, I texted you this. I was going to bring it up. Carlos Santana to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ooh, like,
yeah.
What do we want me to do? Oh, guys, it's Carlos Santana, O'Neal Cruz now. They're legit. Stop. The Pittsburgh Pirates just effectively ended Carlos Santana's career. They effectively ended it.
And Brian Reynolds is over here trying to get out of it, requesting a trade. They offered him the biggest contract in franchise history. He said no. He wants out. Did you see the tweet after he requested his trade? And it was like one of the MLB insiders is like the Pittsburgh Pirates have informed us that they are not budging despite Brian Reynolds' request. What does that mean? What does that mean? Team is a joke. It really
what
is.
Does it mean? So let's stop talking about the NL Central because I won't be able to contain myself. What are your other thoughts about winter meetings as we get into the thick of this?
I'm gonna say Aaron Judge here. He's gonna sign in like the next week.
Come on now.
It's happening.
Drop a number.
He's seeking a 9-year deal. So I'm thinking like 9 years, anywhere from like 300 million. It's not going to be 300 million. It's going to be over that, like 330, 35, like 40-ish range. And if the Yankees back out, big possibility. I feel like they're going to be targeting like one of these shortstops, maybe a Trey Turner, lead off, just speed, which I wouldn't mind. If he wants to walk, chase the money, B. Robinson can know. But you can come back and like own the Yankees. Like he's the face, dude. Not many players can. It's up to him.
But Drew, you have IKF.
The Mets, dude. No IK. Hopefully we see him in a trade here.
You don't need a shortstop, Drew. You have IKF.
No, we don't need a short. We got all these young kids that should be playing, but we signed
any other non-Yankees thoughts you have for winter meetings, things that you're hearing or seeing?
Yeah, the Cubs are going to be landing one of these shortstops. Carlos Correa, maybe.
Okay, forget I asked. Besides the Cubs.
I don't know. I'm interested to see where Rodon ends up. That's pretty big. Hopefully a Yankee. I don't know. There's not much being said right now, but I feel like something's gonna like just happen out of nowhere. Like Judge is gonna sign like tomorrow or something. Some crazy's gonna happen.
Drew, I got some news.
Yeah?
Not right now, at least.
Not right now.
Let me check real quick. Let me make sure it's not right now. Yeah, not right now. St. Louis Cardinals are in the market for a shortstop.
Dude, I told you.
And I don't know how I feel about it.
You said no. I said, what about Carlos Correa, Trey Turner?
Because I feel like we're wasting our time when we could be getting a catcher or another bat. I know a shortstop's technically another bat, but I'm just worried we're going to drop a lot of money on a shortstop and not be able to get anybody else when we need a catcher. We don't need a shortstop. We need a catcher. I don't want Andrew Kisner or Ivan Herrera.
Yeah, okay? If I'm the Cardinals, I would focus on like maybe a Sean Murphy, not a crazy bat, but I mean has that.
I'm still about Wilson Contreras, bro. Until I see the news that he signed somewhere else, It's
gonna be the Astros. Let's be real.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that to my heart. Don't do that to my heart. The Cardinals are in the market for a shortstop. So I've heard. And I just don't know how to feel about it. So there's that. And then I mentioned the Mets. I'm also very curious to see what the Giants do. Because there's all this, we're not going to be outbid by Aaron Judge. We know that's a joke. So I'm curious to see what the Giants do because they won't be getting Aaron Judge. And the Dodgers are always a player. I'm just curious. The Dodgers and the Padres are going to be the most fascinating moving forward
Yeah.
I've heard the Padres have talked to Trey Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's that. And it's like, I was just talking to my buddy, if you get Trey Turner, you can say goodbye to Juan Soto. Like, you're not going to be able to sign Juan Soto. But you would still get that lineup for 2 years, which, bro, Tatis, Machado, Soto, Turner.
Might be like the greatest lineup ever combined.
Ever assembled, bro. Like, that would blow the Dodgers lineup out of the water.
Easily.
So there are always players in that. NL West is kind of where all the money's going now, obviously. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I was really hoping we were gonna have something while we were recording, but unfortunately, it looks like we're not gonna get anything. So, any other rumors or stuff that you're hearing? Final thoughts you got?
I mean, circling back to Judge. I mean, okay, the Giants outbid the Yankees. Man, he's gonna get paid like $350 million. That's great. He wants to win. The Giants aren't going to spend anywhere else. It's Judge, and then they're done. So, realistically, I don't think we're seeing Judge on the Giants.
And that's easy. Like, I think people know that. I think the Giants know that.
Yeah, they're just trying to be these big. They're just basically trying to scare the Yankees. So,
it's not happening. I agree with you. I think he's going to come back to New York, which will be great. I think it'd be great to see Judge as a Yankee the rest of his career. But let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments as always. Feel free to watch us on Clutch Points at MLB on YouTube and TikTok. And as always, our podcast is available on all podcast streaming platforms. But until next week, when Drew and I will get back to debating, I'm Cardinals fanatic AJ Caldwell. That's Yankees ride or die guy Drew Zigrossi. And we will see you guys on the other side of the winter meetings.
See you guys. Peace out.